video time. Let's talk about battery enclosures. Okay, these right here are custom battery enclosures, which means that they're custom designed. So I've been designing these, and this is ongoing projects that I have, right? This one will house 16 cells. This one will house 4 cells for 12 volts. This one's for 48. The good thing about these is you can make them exactly how you want. Well, within reason, right? But you could, if you want a hole here, you put a hole here. If you want another bend here, if you want to put a handle here or a thing, or make it this material, that material, thicker, longer, higher, it's like you could do whatever. So these are great to house battery cells, right? And make your dream battery. The problem is that these are expensive. Manufactured in the United States. One, designing, right? All the time that it takes me to design this. So a lot of people are asking me to design boxes for their cells. And I'm like, well, this is great, except I have no incentive to spend all kinds of hours designing a box for a cell that I don't have, and I can't, I don't make money spending time designing this. I only make money if I can sell you some batteries, right? And so I'm only going to work on batteries that I have, and I'm going to design boxes like this just kind of to motivate people to buy them, to make it easier for people. That's my whole mission, is to help people build their own batteries, not to sell. By the way, this is very important. I am not like every other YouTuber that just pushes cheap Chinese products. Like, yes, I've reviewed a product here and there along the way, but that is not what I do. I'm one of a handful of probably YouTubers out there that are promoting DIY to the level where you can design a box, you can order the parts and build it yourself. Everyone else is just reviewing products and saying, go buy it, here's the link, right? And I get why they're doing it, is because most people don't have the time to really learn to build a battery and stuff. And so, yeah, some of these guys they're grown faster and bigger than me, and they're doing stuff. But I am promoting DIY from the beginning up until now. So even though these are great, there's one slight problem. My time is really expensive, and the materials and manufacturing in the United States, it's very expensive. And to give you an idea how expensive it is, this box right here costs just as much as the batteries that we're trying to house, right? So 50% of the cost is just the box, right? And I can't compete with China, because China has super low labor rates and stuff, and they know, they're the manufacturing capital of the world, so they can make this stuff a lot cheaper, right? So a lot of the times what ends up happening is that, you're like, wait, do I spend $500 for a battery and make it and build it myself? Or do I just spend $500 buying a battery that's already made, plug and play, right? So that's the problem that we're running on here. I love making this, and a lot of you guys are supporting me and doing it stuff, but I get that. Why build it when you can just buy it ready-made? Recycling and reusing, it's a big part of what I do on my YouTube channel and in my business in general, right? And so for that, these are great. Again, they're great because they look cool, and we can make them look and operate the way we want to. But they're not cool because these are not reused, and they're not, second life. So these are brand new products. These are brand new manufactured, custom made batteries, right? But what if we could use or reuse a battery box that was used for something else before, and now we could repurpose it for our own uses? So let me show you one. This right here is a box that we repurposed a couple years ago, and we made a few versions of like how to put batteries inside, but we made this for 18650s, and at that time 18650s were a bigger part of our business. Now there's a little bit less of that. Like, not a lot of people are going down to the tiny little cell level to build batteries, but I think we still have a few of these, I don't know, with less than 10 or so in stock right now. But we sold hundreds and hundreds of these, and this is a great example of reusing something that would have otherwise end up in the trash or in the dumpster, in the landfill, or it would have just gone crushed, used for their, for the metal value of this, right? And so that would have been kind of a waste. Because of us, now there's a few hundred of these batteries that are being used. And so we saved this box and the value, right? We saved ourselves all that manufacturing process and stuff because we reused the box. So here is another one that we currently have. We have pallets and pallets of these. And the same reason is, these used to have batteries inside, but you took them out because we couldn't sell them as it was, right? So a lot of the times when we get loads of batteries, is like the contract specifies that we cannot sell it as it is. We can't sell it as the battery that it currently is. So we have to debrand it. We have to take it apart. We have to change it in some way so that it doesn't compete or doesn't end up in the marketplace to be used for the same purpose, right? And so we have to do that. And so in order to be able to do that, what we have to do is we have to take the batteries out of this box, right? But instead of me just throwing away all pallets and pallets of these, I saved them. I put them in the warehouse, and I thought, well, one day we'll find a purpose for this battery. Again, because this is, for me to make this battery right here, to make it custom make, it would take bucks, $100 probably. Like, look at this. This is all plastic injection molded stuff, and this is extruded aluminum. But then this is like milled and stuff, right? And so there's a bunch of like custom hardware in there. There's plates that we have for these on the inside to help you secure batteries inside. This is legit. If we had to come up with this, and I needed to make, this would cost me $100+, right? Now, probably could get that price down if I order like 1,000 of these boxes or 2,000, but then you're talking about an investment of, like $1 million probably, right? To get this box done. And we don't have to do that now because they literally are here. I didn't trash them. We kept them and thought, okay, we should make this into a reuse project. All right, so this is an ongoing project that I've been designing over the past year or something. And the reason why I haven't finished it, quicker is because, well, again, this one is designed to push 18650s, and we don't have as many 18650s anymore. We don't have new ones. A few months ago, we did get a large load of 18650s, but then that kind of disappeared before I could get this done. And, I picked this up and I started redoing it so that I can finish it. But before I could finish this project, those cells were gone, right? And so if we get another load of batteries, if we had, 10, 20 pallets of 18650s, I would jump right back into this and then finish it up. I'm like 90% done. And so maybe now that I'm making the video for the box, maybe I'll jump in there. But these are just PCB boards that are designed to use the same hardware. We have all the bolts. These ones right here came with those boxes. We took them out. We saved them. These plates right here, these aluminum plates that have bent stuff like this, those are from the box itself, right? And so the only new stuff is these boards. There's one here that will hold cell holders. And then the one that will connect right here, which is the BMS. The only thing that I'm missing is a top plate. Something that goes on top and then it has the connectors and maybe has like a meter and then it has all this other stuff, right? And so that's the thing that has stopped me from actually sharing this project and finishing it up, right? But let me show you how this would go in here. And here we go. You have 2 screws right on top here, another 2 right here, and then you have these ones on the bottom there, right there where the leg is at. Yeah. And then that will secure this whole thing in there. So you're able to house about 280 18650 cells in here. And depending on the cells, like these ones right here, these are really small, but you can get really big ones, like almost up to, 3.4, we even had a 1.3.6 amp hours per cell, right? So it could be anywhere between 2 to 3.5 or almost 4 kilowatt hours in this box right here with the 18650s, right? So this is a project that it's ongoing. I'm still not done with it. I could probably share this, what I have right now, and you could build that, and then you could just come up with the thing. But I want to finish it eventually, right? But today what I'm doing is we're offering the box because I kind of need the space. And so maybe maybe it's going to get to a point where I need the space in my warehouse, and then I would be forced to, get rid of these batteries, right? The boxes. And I don't want to get there. I want to be able to sell them as a box and help people use them as a box to save the value that it's in here, right? So that's one way that you can house 18650s, right, in this box. Another thing that I'm working on here is maybe how to put the LEV60 cells in here. And it's a little bit tricky because there's just not enough space. They don't fit standing up. So they do fit sideways like that. Oh my God, I almost just created a short here. As you can see here, right? So we could put two 12-volt packs facing each other. And I know that's been kind of weird because then, you know, they could short or whatever. But I've ordered a aluminum plate that will hold them in this position, and it will just attach right to these existing aluminum stuff. The other thing is that, and you could make a 24-volt battery on this box easily, and you have all this room to put a BMS and to put like any other equipment in there. You could also do three of these packs, right? So 24, 36, and then you still have less room, but now you have. The only thing is that they don't have the room to put 16 cells, because see how they stick out here? Unless I make like the cover that goes on here, it steps up, you know, and then it covers that in there, and then we can put the BMS or the meter, or maybe you can put the BMS outside. I don't know. We could figure it out, maybe in the middle, who knows? So I'm working on the hardware to be able to stuff, 24 volts, 36 volts, and 48 volts. Another thing that we can do is maybe post, I'm gonna make the hardware so that we can put two of these boxes together, one on top of the other one, and then I make the hardware so that you can connect them together and then make a bigger. You can put it on top here, or you can put it sideways. There's a few ways that I'm, trying to come up to be able to put these boxes and create, more capacity inside so that we can fit these batteries in here. These batteries are great. They're at a great price, but yeah, once you have to spend money to house them, right? And then it becomes less attractive. You're like, that's about the same as buying a plug and play. And so I realized that that's an issue. And so this is where we're coming up. So we will be able to maybe have a few versions of these boxes with, with some custom hardware to be able to make these boxes very useful. But as of right now, these boxes are for sale on our website for $49, right? And so maybe, I realize that I'm not the greatest designer in the world. There's a lot of you guys out there that are buying stuff from us, and they're building and posting on our groups and stuff that are great, that have great talent into designing battery systems and stuff, right? There's some people that put me to shame. And, I want to make these available to them because they could probably build some cool battery using these boxes in here. And so before I'm forced to get rid of them because I need the space in my warehouse, we're going to list them. And so they're on our website right now for $49. If you want to buy some of those and not miss out on that opportunity, do so now. And then later I will make most of these projects that I'm doing, they will be open source. So, even if you buy this box right now and I don't have this available yet, once I make this available, you'll be able to download the files and order the stuff yourself, or order the boards from us, or, there's different, I always offer several schemes so that you're comfortable at whatever level of DIY, right? Some is like, if you want to pay the least amount of money to build one of these projects, you can do most of the work. You can download the files, you print them yourself, you can solder all the parts and components into the boards and stuff. Or you could just, if you have more money and less time, then you could also just order the boards already populated and stuff like that. And then eventually, the only thing that I haven't up until this point is offer stuff that is plug and play, right? But I think this might be the first time that I will do something like that. And maybe it will be something like this, because that gives me the edge over all the Chinese manufacturers, because I don't have to pay for the box, right? I just have to make a couple of like little brackets or something to make a finished product, right? And because we have free boxes, essentially, right? Like these boxes, they're there. They didn't cost me. I mean, I guess I did pay for them when I bought the loads of batteries. But at this point, it's like I don't have to go and spend money. They're sitting in my warehouse in pallets and pallets. And so we can find an application for them, and then we can use them. So there you go. Just a quick video. If you're interested in DIYing some batteries and you don't want to buy an expensive battery enclosure, take a look at these. Maybe this will serve your purposes. Now, I'm working on so many projects. I'm spreading myself too thin here. There's like 25 different projects that I'm working on. So stay tuned for those. If any of those interest you, I will be making, I'm able to finish a few of them here and there every few weeks, and then I'll post a video and stuff. But today we just posted that and stuff in there. And yeah, if you like to support me, just go and build some batteries. All right, see you guys on the next video. Bye. All right.